Hey, good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got a couple of projects to start on. These are going to be the start of my winter projects. One of them is to get the hydraulic pump off of the side roll because it's leaking, and the other one is to get the flap out of the pivot that diverts the water between the side roll and the pivot because it is leaking. And the other one I want to do is I need to get rid of some weeds, which are actually called Spanish burr, and I will show you that. We want to get rid of those because we do not want those in our field. So we're going to spend some time outside. If you haven't caught on, it has gotten cold here and the wind is blowing, so we've transitioned into wearing winter clothing. So that looks like heavy jacket, gloves, something to protect your face because the wind will tear it up, and then a hat to keep you warm. And I can work out here in this kind of weather all day. I'm as warm as can be because I have the right clothing on. So that's what we're doing today. I still need to come out and clean up my mess. I still have some barbed wire, some cut off pipe, strings of barbed wire here, a couple of fence posts up there, that junk over there. So maybe I'll get to that later today too. But we're gonna do the first things first that I had mentioned. Boy, that gate opens up so good. I didn't film it because I was under the gun to get it done. But I got another gate or two to open up, I have another gate or two that I need to put up, so we'll go ahead and film that when I get to them. Everything is cold. We gotta come and close the gate, even though there's no cattle around here. We still gotta lock it, because them cows will be here in no time, and I don't want to be chasing them today. I gotta put you down to lock this. All right, so this is what I'm coming after. Fold that up. Is this pump right here? What this does is it's connected to the lever that allows it to go forward or backwards when I move this. What's happening is down here somewhere it's leaking really bad, probably in there. I'm assuming it just needs a seal, but I'm going to take it down to the irrigation shop and see if either I can get a new one or find somebody who can rebuild them. And I already forgot one of the tools that I need, which is a crescent wrench to get those hoses off. So we'll at least work on getting these off, and then we'll go back and get the crescent wrench. So this is a Travis side roll. Oh boy, I don't know about this. We may have to get something a little stronger than that to get those suckers out of there. Holy moly. All right, well, we may need to go with plan B and go get a wrench, something that I can sock it down with because that is definitely not going to work. Wow, those are in there pretty good. Let's see if I can get this gear off. About a 7/16. Yep. Well, that came off pretty easy. That's good. I imagine I'm going to need a pry bar or something to get that to move. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go back up to the shop and get some more tools. Oh, I tapped on the gear and the washer came off. So we just need to pry this a little bit. Careful not to break the teeth because it's cold. There's the gear. You'll notice the gear is keyed, so we got to make sure we get that key out. And here is most likely the seal. Possibly, maybe that's just a bunch of junk. Yeah, that's dirt and junk. Here's the key. Let me see if I can get that out. If it should come out. Well, maybe it won't. I'll just leave it. So I don't have the tool to take this guy out. So I got to go run to the hardware store and get the proper tools so I can actually get some leverage on it. I am going to see if maybe I can try another one. Maybe it's just the one that's really tight. That one's full of junk. Let's see if I can clean it out a little bit. All right, let's see. Ooh, wow. Ugh, nope. It don't want to move at all. All right, so we got to go. I got to go get some different tools so I can get some leverage on this guy. And if that doesn't work, then we'll get the torch and we'll heat it up a little bit. Okay, so that's not gonna work. All right, so let's go down to the pivot and see if we can get the flap taken apart. The four-wheeler too close, naturally. Oh, now you got to race. My gate isn't level, so now you get to race when it's going to open and close. Aha! Got you. So this is called a Spanish burr, and we got to get the weeds out. We got to get them out of here before they spread and take over my field. That's one of the other things we're going to do today. But this is what we have to do. We got to take that clamp off, those clamps and the gasket, and then this elbow comes off, and then on the other side is this valve, and I'm thinking just that nut comes off and then that valve should slide out, the flap should slide out, and then I can go get a new one. And then I also wanted to replace this guy, which I don't know that I'm going to do today, but let's see what we can do with it. So first this comes off, and these things are loaded, so you always want to kind of be careful about that because they can get you. So we're kind of, I don't know, into it because I could see that drop a little bit. The reason we're replacing this is because this valve is worn out and it's allowing water to scoot by when I have it shut off to go over to the side roll. It is still pressurizing half the pivot, which means I'm losing pressure on the side roll side where I need it. And so I'm going to take it apart, and my guess is I'm going to find that the flap is worn at the top because the water coming in doesn't have any filter on it, because it's coming right out of the ground, and right out of the ground it carries all the sediment and all that kind of stuff, and so it just cuts the metal. So that's what my guess is that it's got a big kind of a, instead of a circle at the, a circle, it's probably got a cut at the top there, or maybe on the side or somewhere. So all right, I got them loosened up. Oh, that one doesn't work too. So I got to get this nut off, and then I can take the band off. There we go. There's that. And now we got to figure out how to get this piece of rubber off. Ooh. That is obviously very tight on there. Nope. Do not damage hose, it says. I understand that. Well, my guess, I'm gonna have to run a screwdriver or something up here. We may end up having to cut this and then put on a new one. All right, so I got a screwdriver, and I'm just gonna attempt to try to put some space in between the gasket and the pipe, just to get it to not be around it. I may end up just puncturing it and cutting it, and that's exactly what happened. So, oh well, that's what happens. Case like that, I'll take my cutters. I'll just cut that sucker. Now when I cut this piece will fall. We don't want that to fall. So we'll need to protect that. All right, boys, we're in it now. So this piece comes down, about like that. There's an inside look at it. So we're gonna put this over here carefully because everything's cold. Here's an inside look. I got to get you all folded up here. There's an inside fold, and this is how the flap works. Let's see. Come around. This would be me simulating I'm going up to the pivot, or no, up to the side roll. And that's what happened is, you can see at the bottom, it's all weather cracked, and so that water's just slipping by, and there's so much pressure on this, the water's just slipping by. So we'll take it out. There's a possibility that I might, oh shoot, I need the nuts. I need something to take those nuts off too. Doggone it. What happens when you get too many projects going? So I might, when we take that flap out, I might be able to just replace the gasket around it, but we won't know until we take it out. So let me get this all set up, and then we'll get this flap out. So the other thing we gotta do while I'm here, before I run up, to go get the nuts, or the nut driver, we gotta take this off. The rope is in my way, because this is part of what keeps it on. Ooh. Naturally, of course, it's welded on with all the calcium and junk. The goal is hopefully not to strip it and break it, because then that makes this much harder project. All right, those bolts, nuts in there are size 14, and we're gonna reach in there and get them out, hopefully. When you deal with water, everything gets corroded. There's one. Another one. Okay. Oh, come on out. I want to see the other side of the valve, because there's, you know, the bolts will go through it. Okay, good. Oh, I got stickers in my feet. All right, so there's the other side of the valve. And we need to somehow get those nuts, those bolts out of there. So I've got the flap turned. Let me get you crunched down again. I got the flap turned to where I can just about get those bolts. So I'm gonna go up, get a swivel head, get the impact, and see if I can break those free, because I'm sure they're rusted in there. Okay, so I do not have a swivel for the 3/4 inch drive, so I need to go get a 3/4 swivel, and then I need to go get the Allen bits for the pump. So I'm just gonna stop and go see if I can get that stuff, and then we'll pick up the video after I get back from the store.